Alrighty, folks, it is the end of my run for Grand Prix Darkhand Enterprises, this fourth and final Grand Prix of the Kitsuo Dusk of Time and Errors in the Weft season. This is a really fun Brawl GP. I made it a lot further than I anticipated I would. We had some really, really fun games. I will admit, and you can probably pick it up from my tone as I sort of close out each of the rounds and the Swiss rounds in particular. I really anticipated this would be like an 0-2, 0-3 GP run, but I was just going to stick out the Swiss rounds for as long as I could, just for the sake of trying to get some fun GP matches and actually getting to play some Brawl, because I don't really play a whole lot of Brawl. I don't think I've ever participated in a Revolution Brawl tournament prior to this one. So couple that with the fact that I actually really do enjoy Brawl. It's the only format I really play whenever I do open up Arena, though scarce as that may be. Um, and outside of custom Magic, the format I really play a lot of is Commander. And even beyond that, like if you were to ask me what my dream singleton, or like not even singleton, what my dream format to play more of would be, I would want to play more Canadian Highlander. So I love singleton formats a lot. I think they push beyond just the challenge of building a good deck into a whole different vector of strategy, where you have to be cognizant of how all of the different moving parts of your deck can come together to a coherent game plan. And being able to plan not so much around the odds of drawing a specific particular piece, and more around ways that you can improve your deck's consistency and reliability with things like draw spells and tutors, as well as how to maximize your tempo, especially in 1v1 environments like Brawl, so that way you can just kind of push value and push aggression no matter what cards wind up showing up. I think there were definitely some flaws with my strategy with this particular deck, but honestly, this isn't going to be your usual final thoughts video, because there's really not much I would talk about for iterating upon this deck. And it's for multiple reasons. The first and most obvious is that Brawl is a one-a-year thing for the most part, at least so far it has been. So there's no guarantee that this will even necessarily matter to go over. If the pattern holds, and this is an if, because the curators could always kind of throw a loophole and do something we haven't seen them do before. But up to this point, Brawl has been a pretty annual August thing. So with that being assumed, the next time to really think about what a Brawl deck would look like this, would be in 12 months or 11 months from now. At which point, we will still have Jack Monster Mentor, but not only do we have Theros Age of Tracks rotating out in a couple days, we also have Awakening in Aldun rotating in January of next year, which gets rid of the Rough Riders, gets rid of Arduous Miners, Alrontan Visionary, Aspect of the End, Chronicle of Extinction, thank God. I have to mention it. Stuff like All That Remains. And then Cyberos rotates out next May, which means we lose things like Rooftop Slink, Ozon's Blessing's a big one. Inner Ring's Pupil is another really big one. We lose things on rotation like Malicious Sky Cleavers, Morbid Bloomer. So there's a lot of things kind of trickling out of the format over the next year that would really reshape what a deck like this would look like in the next Brawl tournament. So rather than really dwelling too much on what I would change here, I think I'm just happy to kind of keep this short and sweet and say I had a lot of fun with this format. So yeah, far shorter of a final thoughts video than you're probably used to from me. I can't promise the next one will be even remotely this brief, but what I can say is that I'm excited to get into the new season. I had a lot of fun with the Kitsuo Dusk of Time Errors in the Weft season. I was really expecting to be overwhelmed this season with 2 new sets to have to choose cards from, and I mean that kind of shows in some ways. I took a break from the format in June, kind of just giving myself time to myself during that month, and then came back to the best of my ability in July. As of recording this, it is August 27th, so this should be going up today, August 27th. So if you're not watching this in the future, but watching it relatively soon after this has gone up, then, I still don't know what's getting changed in the next patch notes. As soon as I do, I'll try and get that patch notes video out to you all. I know that tomorrow is the intended time for the GP finals between Dr. Chipmunk on the Weft Heart versus PTM on Euphemia the Horse. And I don't know how that's going to shake up. I think it's a really, really cool matchup. Both players there designed the cards that they're jamming in this particular matchup. To my understanding, I believe PTM did design Euphemia, or at least was like responsible for the design seed there. And of course, obviously, Chipmunk designed Weft Heart because it's from Errors in the Weft, the set that Chipmunk designed. There's other really fun narratives like PTM bringing the boogeyman of the format to the finals versus Chipmunk gunning for her third GP win in a row and her fourth GP win in this Worlds qualifying season. Absolutely bonkers to think that this is the fifth tournament where you can qualify for Worlds 2026, and Chip has won 3 of the 4 that have come prior to this. And Chip might not only be the second person to ever go back-to-back, but is on the verge of being the first person to ever get the 3 in a row. So really, really exciting stuff. I can't wait to cover that GP match. I can't promise it will be out tomorrow on the 28th. I do actually have, most likely anyways, a very full day tomorrow. So I'll try to cover that match when I have the chance to. But between that and the patch notes, there will be some things to look forward to over the next few days. And from what I have heard, though there are no guarantees, we may be getting the patch notes for Exalts of Twiltree in advance of the turn of the month. So we may actually get to see what's changing before rotation actually hits, get some more time to scheme with that. And that gives me more time to have that patch note review ready, possibly before the turn of the month. So I'm excited about that as well. Otherwise, the last big housekeeping thing to talk about is that, as I mentioned, it's August 27th today as of recording. In 2 days, on Friday, August 29th, it'll be the 1-year anniversary of me uploading videos to this channel, which is kind of crazy to think about. I never really considered whether or not I would dive into uploading videos. I've recorded matches that I've played prior to ever uploading anything. In part, it was an excuse for me to be able to talk out loud about my play patterns without feeling so awkward about them, and kind of pushed me to be a little bit of a better player in that regard, because it forced me to think out loud about the rationale and logic behind my choices in game. And I have to say, I think my play has really drastically improved over this last year, thanks in large part to recording so much for this channel and for this community. Both the deck techs, where I have to actually present some logic and reasoning behind why I made the deck choices I did, as well as in the GP matches themselves, where I have to explain why I'm doing certain things and sort of follow the logical processes to get to where I want to be in each particular match. So it's been an absolute joy to do this for the last year. I don't really have anything super exciting or special planned in terms of like big, remarkable channel announcements. It's not that kind of channel. What I can tell you is that I will be back next month for whatever GP kicks off the Exalts of Twiltree season. I will be back sooner than next month to give you all a outside perspective on the GP Darkhand finals, and I will be here as soon as I can with the Exalts of Twiltree rotation patch notes video. So with all of that said, it was a blast to play Brawl. This season's been a blast, and I can't wait to see what comes next. I hope you all take care, and I'll see you all in the Revolution chat. Bye-bye.